Hey DJ, how are you doing today?
I'm really good. It is hot in New York City, so I have my water. I'm ready. Let's talk.
Oh my gosh, look at me, we're both drinking water, except mine
Love
has
that.
way too many
Stay
sugar.
hydrated. I learned that in Vegas.
Yes, we have to keep the vocal cords, we gotta keep them all hydrated and all that great stuff. Um, so let's just start talking and just dive right in. For those of you guys who do not know me, my name is Jen, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Smiles all around. All right, so DJ, my first question for you, just like, or yeah, I guess first question. It's just like talk to us about like how what was it like growing up for you, and like how did you figure out that you wanted to do musical theater?
Yeah. Um, so I grew up in Massachusetts, and I always say I was very, very lucky to have the Boston theater scene in my backyard. Um, I grew up working at North Shore Music Theater and a few other regional theaters in the Boston area. So I always had really, really beautiful, amazing theater happening around me, always. Um, I trained really, really hard in high school and went to college for musical theater. And that's kind of like where my New York journey started. I know like there was a lot more to my childhood, but I never know what to say that's like not career based. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. What was your first ever role in like a musical theater production?
Oh, sure. The first ever show I ever did was I was in the children's choir of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Um,
I saw
my
it when I was
aunt,
a kid.
yeah, my aunt saw a an ad in a newspaper, and I think she called my mom and was like, "Would DJ want to do this?" Because I was always putting on like puppet shows and stuff. And I think my mom was probably like, "I don't think so. I think he's too shy to actually do that." Um, but I was like, yeah, let's try it. And I auditioned and got the bug, and it's never stopped since.
So and like so were you always like were you like a shy kid growing up, or did
Yeah, I
like
was, I
it
was,
brought you out of your shell?
yeah, I was always a really, really shy kid. But I always feel like a walking contradiction because I, especially in school, like I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was very like removed. I was very, very shy. But theater was this place that I could kind of try new things and step into someone else's shoes. And I was just obsessed with the art and spectacle of all of it. And I can't point to a time where that started. Like I said, I was doing like puppet shows with my like little figurines on blocks from when I was really, really little. And then being in the children's choir of Joseph, it just like all, I've been obsessed with it since I can remember.
And like now, when you say that you were playing with your puppets and all that, were you good at ventriloquism?
No, I don't think so. I'm sure there are home videos that exist somewhere. If I ever get my hands on them, I will personally burn them. But like, um,
I thought you were going to share them with me. I mean, come on.
no, I don't. I'm sure they're in my basement in Massachusetts somewhere, but hopefully they're never dug up.
Just like,
I remember there was a big Seussical the musical phase. I saw the tryout in Boston when I was really little, and was obsessed with it. I loved it so much, and I remember trying to recreate that in as many different mediums as I could.
this sounds like a lot like me with Wicked.
Hmm.
I'm so obsessed with Wicked. Um,
I could talk about Wicked forever, so here we
well,
go.
let's dive right into it. I feel like that's what most of this conversation is going to be, is us to chatting about Wicked. I love Wicked. Let's just put it out there. I love Wicked.
Same.
Gotta have my Wicked necklace on, of
What is
course.
that?
It's just, I think I got it at the showing in New York City when I
I
went.
love it. Is it an elixir?
It's just like a little crystal almost.
Oh, I love that.
And then like it just has Wicked, like a little, like very tiny. Of course, you cannot see it. It's just a Wicked on this like little, was it charm or whatever.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then it has like gears all around it, of course. And like I think I got it in New York City, but I could have gotten it on tour. I don't think I got it on tour. I think I got it in New York City though. Um, but okay, so when did you like find out about Wicked, and how did you get like really into it?
I first saw Wicked. I don't remember the year, but I remember the cast. I saw Shoshana Bean and Megan Hilty on Broadway, and Ben Vereen was the wizard. Rue McClanahan was Morrible. It was a dream cast. So yeah, I saw it on Broadway, and I think I hadn't seen it again for a while until it probably came to Boston at some point and saw it then. Um, it had just kind of been, one of my favorite go-to shows. It's fun to listen to. It's fun to go see. Um, and yeah, so it had always been in the back of my brain. It wasn't until I went to college, I don't think, until I realized that there was a role for me in it. I think pre being a professional in the business, I had just kind of enjoyed it as the story and musical that it is. And then I started to kind of really laser focus in on like, wait, I could do Bach and I really want to.
So, oh gosh, questions. So okay, when you first, so are you like a 10 or more so then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you always want to be Bach, or would you rather have been like someone like Fierro, or is like just Bach like?
No, I think Bach has always been my vibe. I know a lot of people are always kind of like always a Bach, never a Fierro kind of vibe. But that wasn't me. I had never had I'm not a leading man. I'm 5'4". I am I am silly. I play Disney sidekicks all the time. So that kind of like hot leading man has never been my vibe, and I'm kind of glad it's not. I think parts like the roles that I get to play are a little bit more fun. So
Bach is a fun role. Like I remember when I first saw it in New York City, I had, and hopefully I pronounced his name right, I had Jai Frasca as my Bach, and he was really good. Of course, my first cast was Jackie Burns, Amanda Jane Cooper, Kristen Martin.
Okay.
I think she's called Kim now, or she's always been Kim. So like I had them, and it was like a dream come true. Of course, I started crying, and like every second of every musical number there was, I was just sobbing my eyes out because like it was a dream come true to like actually see Wicked.
Yeah.
Family to like, because like, oh no, let's go see this one or this one. I'm like, no, we need to see Wicked, please. Can we go see Wicked? Of course, that's where all my money went. So like, and like it's just a great movie. Wow, great movie, great musical.
Hopefully someday.
I know. I hear they're coming out with Dear Evan Hansen. I'm like, okay, now when's Wicked? Because I know it's like.
I think it's coming. I know nothing. I don't want to be a spokesperson because I know nothing about it. But I feel like it's coming now with John Chu as the director, and
okay.
I don't know if you saw it in the Heights yet, but it's very, very good. So I think I trust him.
I went to see The Conjuring 3 with my friends, and there was a trailer for In the Heights, and I was like, oh, I've got to go see that.
Yeah, it's
good. I have to go see it. One of my friends sang a song from it for our voice recital like last year, and so like ever since she sang it, I'm like, I need to watch this musical. And like
it's a really beautiful. It's a really beautiful film. Go see it.
All right, I will go check it out. I'm sure days while it's still in theaters. And then I actually do remember I saw you on tour when you came to Florida.
What city did you see? You saw Jacksonville. Okay.
So it was like somewhere downtown, and it was such a great experience. I'm like, of course.
Oh, good. That makes me happy.
I cried again. I have to always cry. I feel like.
Well, I hope myself and our wonderful cast did it justice for you.
Of course. And I actually, since y'all are going to be back on tour in the fall, I'll be back in Charlotte for school, and I've already made plans that I'm going to go see y'all on tour.
Amazing. Oh, that's so exciting. I would love to meet you in person. Please let me know when you're there.
I will, of course, reach out to you. What's your favorite part of the whole musical in itself? Do you have a favorite part?
I do. And it's actually a moment when I'm not Bach.
Really?
I love doing the opening number. It's the most explosive, amazing, magical experience to be a part of the opening number. And when I booked the show and started rehearsals for it, I guess I never put two and two together that I would be in it. And so I think it was in my first fitting, they pulled out my mob coat, and I was like, I get to wear one of those like spectacular big coats with a top hat and a wig and the gloves, and I have these amazing like gold and green crocodile boots that nobody even sees. But I remember in my fitting, I was like, wait, I'm in the opening number of Wicked. So like I get to be in like just the fog and the projections and the lights, and then watch Glinda come down. There's something so special about settling into the world of Oz before I get to go on my Bach journey.
Right.
That's just so fun. It's so fun.
I feel like the No One Mourns the Wicked opening number is just so, I feel like sometimes it's underrated. I feel like it's just
Yeah.
a powerful start to it. And I
Yeah.
get chills like when I'm listening to the soundtrack and like
Yeah.
I hear like the musical sensation of it. I'm like, oh, that's settling me into what is
Yeah.
Oz. And it's
We
such a
have our amazing creative team, whenever they come out to clean the show, always spend so much time on the opening number. And at first I was like, why do they keep, every time they come back, they keep working on the opening? Like, why haven't we worked on other things? And the answer that I got was, Wicked is such a freight train of a show that if you get the opening number right, it kind of stays on track. Um, and so making sure the opening is as explosive and magical and specific and kind of like the opening of a storybook, um, making sure that that is right, everything else actually does fall into place. And having experienced the show a number of times now, there are shows where the opening goes really well and that show is epic. And then there are some shows where it's like something maybe was a little bit off in the opening number and the rest of the show kind of feels a little weird. So I think the opening is really important and it's my favorite part.
And like that's another thing I hear a lot too is just like Wicked is also a hard musical in general.
Yeah, it is really hard. And I had auditioned for it so many times over a lot of years. And so when I joined the show, I kind of felt prepared and was still shocked at how difficult and specific. And I was saying I still had that like imposter syndrome, being like, ooh, wow, I'm in Wicked now. Like this is the big leagues. This is crazy. This is like the real deal.
And like, so do you prefer like being part of Act One or Act Two better? Like music wise, of course, taking away the big musical number, just like as Bach in
Yeah.
general.
For my track specifically, Act One feels very musical and Act Two feels very much like a play. And I really, really love that because it kind of feeds both parts of my artistic self. I love like being in the big spectacle musical that is like the opening number, Loathing, the whole Ozdust sequence. It's very Broadway. And my Act Two is Governor's Mansion and Witch Hunters. So it's very book scene based and very acty, very very dark and serious. And I love that I can kind of live in both of those worlds and explore both parts of the same character in those two different worlds. Act Two of Wicked is dark, and so I think that's really a blast to get to do.
Act Two has like a lot just like is like almost pushed at you because like Act One you end with Defying Gravity, which is also a very big and powerhouse number.
That's one I wish I was in. I wish I could put my mob coat back on and do Defying Gravity. I'm not in that one.
Really? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Defying Gravity, like I always try to sing Defying Gravity and it never sounds right.
Listen, the whole score is hard.
Yeah.
The whole score is hard.
My voice teacher and I were currently working on Wicked because like one of my dreams is to actually be in Wicked one of these days. And we're still working on Wizard and
Keep
Oz.
going. Keep working on it.
My voice is of course still growing and changing, so
Well,
still
the great part about Wicked too is that there's so many layers to it. Whether you're talking about the script or the score, at any level, at any performer, whether you're just starting to learn how to sing or act, or whether you're rehearsing the show and about to do it on Broadway, there's always another layer of intricacy that you can focus on, which I think is just really, really thrilling to continue to work on. I'm always trying to make my performance better and the best it can possibly be.
And like what do you prefer more when you're like in Wicked? Do you prefer like the script or the music?
I've always been more of an actor first, so I think I love text and digging into sinking my teeth into the acting of it. So I think I'm going to say the script, but that is also because I tend to treat music like it's a scene. And luckily, a lot of the box stuff lends itself really well to that. You know, Ozdust is an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
You know, so while I have those really fun moments of getting to let my voice soar, it's still kind of, you know, Bach and Nessa are just like with their drinks being like, I don't know what to say, kind of vibe.
Yeah. And
So
so
I think there's really no way to talk about it without meshing the two.
of course, yeah, I just Wicked has so many layers and they all like come together nicely throughout the whole show. And I feel like that's what's so great about it. It's just like it all can come together. And that's a great thing actually about musical theater in general, is it all does that. I just
Yeah,
feel like Wicked has so many packed on layers that just I feel like it just tells like a powerful story that like I know there's like all these different Wizard of Oz movies of like Oz the Great and Powerful and like just all these there's so many and they just don't tie into like what Wicked can create.
yeah. It's I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know what it is, but I think I do know what it is. It's the story of friendship and the dark politics of a corrupt world. And I think both of those things are just timely. The fact that it has to do with beloved characters is
Of
one
course.
thing, but the plot of Wicked is just so good. I don't think that all of those other Oz-based movies can really compete with just what Steven Schwartz and Winnie Holtzman created.
Exactly. And
Well,
like
and Gregory Maguire, of course.
of course. And yeah, I feel like this musical is just so powerful. That's probably what draws me always back to is like it is kind of one of my favorite musical. No, who am I kidding? It is my favorite musical. It's the one that actually got me into Broadway and into musical theater in general. So I have so much love and appreciation for Wicked as just
Yeah,
itself, but like also the musical in itself as well. It just keeps drawing everyone back, and like I've seen it twice now, and I want to see it more. It's just every time I'm in that theater, it just everything just comes out.
yeah.
Like
And that's what's really fun about getting to do this on tour is me and my company get to bring this wonderful story across the country. And because it's such a wonderful kind of introduction to what Broadway is, there's always going to be probably a good number of people in the audience who've never seen a show before. And that's always an um, amazing thing to keep going and keep doing the thing.
and how do you like working with like the on tour cast? Like, would you
Oh,
rather?
they're so great. I miss them. We keep talking. We've had a lot of company Zooms lately about COVID protocols and getting back to work. I'm very overwhelmed with having to pack. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I have 2 more weeks, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I have 2 more weeks. Um,
You must be really excited though to be back home.
I'm so excited. You know, I hope I can give everyone a hug. I don't know if I'll be allowed to, but I miss my cast so much. I've kept in touch with all of them. Um, you know, there's always tons and tons of Instagram messages and phone calls and FaceTimes and Zooms throughout the past year. So I love them. They're an incredible group of people. Um, and yeah, I think it's going to be really good when we go back. I
I'm
think
really
that
excited
it's a
for y'all.
special moment that will never happen again to remount the show. So
And I feel like that first show is just gonna be like,
it's gonna be a rock concert, I think, or very very emotional. I think.
you know, the
Um,
whole cast could be crying during
yeah,
the show too.
everyone keeps saying on Twitter, they're like, I'm gonna be a wreck when Glinda says it's good to see me, isn't it? And we're like, we are too. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna react standing there.
Right.
So I think it's gonna create a really beautiful moment between the audience and us.
And like, do you like being part of the on tour cast, or would you maybe want to consider trying to be like on the at the Gershwin?
I mean, I would love to be at the Gershwin from your lips to the theater gods. But I do love touring. I think um, there's something about it that feels like a really fun field trip still. Um, and Wicked is also a very cushy tour in the sense that we get to sit down for usually around a month in every city that we're in.
That's
So
nice.
yeah, I really love touring. I love hotels. I love traveling. I love meeting new people and doing new things in different cities. So the tour is amazing. But yes, I would love to be on Broadway someday. We'll see if that ever happens. But
I feel like traveling the country is just like amazing.
it really is. Yeah, I've seen cities that I never would have gone to otherwise. So, um, yeah,
Do you have like a favorite city you've been to? You don't have to say Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
it's fine. No, Jacksonville, I will say the venue in Jacksonville was really beautiful. I
It
really
wasn't
liked
all
it.
that. I remember
Um,
being somewhere downtown though.
yeah, I wish there was something. Also, I lived. It's sometimes hard to judge cities because I'm like I only judge them based on the venue or my hotel room. And I had a great venue. There was a great venue in Jacksonville, and I had a great hotel room. I
Where'd
think it
y'all
was the Hyatt.
stay?
I was the Hyatt, I think.
Okay.
I felt fancy. So
I
um
couldn't even tell you where because like of course I'm from
it was right on
Jacksonville.
the water. It was really nice.
Oh, it's on the water. Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds lovely, honestly.
But my favorite cities, I remember when I first got my itinerary, I was really, really excited about Vegas and New Orleans. And those cities were a blast and so much fun. Obviously, they're kind of party cities in their own
I love New Orleans.
respective way. But my favorite cities actually ended up being Atlanta and St. Louis. I
Okay.
found them to
St.
be,
Louis is in Missouri, right?
yeah,
All
I
right,
found
cool. I
them
know
to
my geography.
very livable, and they were like a city, but you could drive and be in a suburb and go to the mall and go see a movie, do an escape room. And we were at the Fox theaters in both of those cities, which are just the most stunning, spectacular theaters I think in the country. um yeah, it just felt very homey. It was one of those cities where I was like, oh, I could live here. um
Do you guys get to like travel around and like sightsee a little bit?
yeah,
There?
yeah. I always try to make sure we have local dressers and crew members and musicians in every city that we go to. So I always ask them, what are the restaurants I need to go to? Where's a cute coffee shop? Are there any museums or aquariums or fun um, local attractions that we can check out on our days?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. It's our local crew, and I actually ask Uber drivers, honestly. I'm like, where should I go?
Oh my gosh. Definitely don't check out our beaches. Our beaches are not like the greatest.
In Charlotte, you're talking about?
In Florida,
Oh,
actually.
in Florida. Okay.
Yeah, where I go to school, like I go to school at Queen's University of Charlotte, and
Okay.
like it's nowhere near a beach. It's nowhere near anything at this point. I'm like, what do I do? Like, like where I work is 10 minutes from campus, but other escape rooms outside of that is like 30 minutes town. I'm like, I'm basically going to South Carolina at this point.
Hmm.
Like,
We're spending a lot of time in North Carolina, actually, because we're doing Greensboro right after that.
oh yeah, that's where my old boy teacher used to live. I think she would drive from Greensboro to Charlotte every day. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited for y'all to come to Charlotte. I'm gonna see y'all as much as I possibly can. Of course, minus my school and work schedule, but I'm gonna try.
Someone asked a question about the lottery on our last Zoom. I'm not sure what the answer was or if we got one yet. I think a lot of the normal things are still kind of very up in the air. We're just trying
Yeah.
to figure out how do we get back on tour. Um, but I think as COVID kind of hopefully calms down and things get a little back to normal, I think you'll start to see things like lotteries and stage dooring and get back.
Yeah, and I think my sister just played the lottery a couple of days ago, and I don't know how she even did. I don't think she won though, because otherwise she'd be making a big deal of it, and she did not. Um, but one question I do want to also ask you is like, what's a typical like day like for you when you're doing a show?
Sure. I am not a morning person. So like that this is specific to me, probably not a lot of other people, but I'm a night owl. So I usually sleep in. Um and I will wake up, drink coffee, go to the gym, and then depending on what kind of day it is, like assuming there's no matinee, um, I'll probably text some of the cast and see if there's anything we can do that day, whether it's going to, a museum or something, checking out the city, driving around. And then usually I want to say around like 4 or 5, I start to really start to prep for my show, whether that is a full physical warm up or a vocal warm up, um, eat something healthy. Um, I like to get to the theater pretty early. I like to be like sitting at my station like an hour before the show. I'm not someone that likes to like roll in at half hour. Um, I just kind of like to have like my like Zen vibe and kind of sit into the world that I'm about to live in for the next 2 hours. And then we do the show, and it's a blast. We also travel with an amazing physical therapist, so we can get a physical therapy appointment either before or during the show, actually. And then I will usually go back to my hotel room and watch Netflix and go to sleep. It doesn't sound that thrilling, I guess, when it's put all together like that. But
I mean, that's like a pretty exciting day, of course.
yeah, there are some days where you get to explore the city, and there are definitely some days where you have to really take care of your voice and your body. Vegas was a great example of people like, oh, did you do this and this and this in Las Vegas? And I was like, it was so difficult to perform in Vegas because of just the dry heat that most of my day was just making sure I was hydrated and physically ready to do the show that night, or if we were doing 2 shows. So there are definitely cities and days where you have to kind of just spend your day prepping for the show. And then there are days where you're like, I'm feeling good, let's do something.
And I mean, that's always like a great day. I feel like having like that balance of like having a full work day and full like, and then the day where you can like do something and then go to work. I feel like that's a good balance. Like,
and we have our Mondays off.
Oh, okay, cool.
And because, like I said, Wicked is a really, really nice tour. We have a lot of golden days. And golden days on tour are a day off. We're also not traveling. So, because obviously Mondays would be our travel day as well. But we have a lot of golden days to kind of hang out and explore the cities that we are in, which is a blast.
Awesome. So I do think I'm running out of time. I don't really know when it's going to like cut me off, and hopefully it doesn't do it anytime soon. But I did want to try to dive into like a quick little game.
Sure.
And so what I just ended up doing was I just Googled, like, can you guess the musical movie from one song? And
okay.
I've had them like questions like, is it musical theater if it's like a movie? But like, we're figuring that part out. So hopefully it'll work. But let me actually share my computer sound. Of course, I'm not going to share the screen.
If you need to start using, that's totally fine too.
Okay, I can let you know. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do my computer sound. I'm really not technical.
Me, as you discovered, me trying to get into this meeting, I'm not either. So
I don't know what's going on. I was like, I'm sure I can do 2 different. Okay, come on. I figured I could do 2 different passcodes, but apparently it did not want to let me. Okay, so now I'm sharing my computer sound. I haven't watched this yet. It's 12 minutes, but I'm not going to do all 12 minutes. I'm probably going to do like maybe 3 minutes max.
I'm like nervous. Am I going to be good at this, or is it easy or hard? I don't know.
I'm just like more so wondering if it's going to be an actual musical or not, because sometimes people think, oh, this has music in it. It's a musical. It's not how it is. So I'm a little bit intrigued to see really what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and play it, and we'll just go from there. Summer days drifting away to the summer night.
So that's Grease.
Of course.
That song was in my head last week, and I literally texted my best friend and my roommate. And I was like, Summer Nights is in my head. Please text me a bunch of different songs until it's out.
We love that. Oh my gosh. I have not seen Grease in a hot minute though. My sister and my mom were watching it the other day, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. Just so you know, we were correct. It was Grease.
It was Grease. Great.
All right, let's see what the second one is. Number 2. Wanna go where it's covered in all color lights. That is definitely Showman. I have a lot of people who are up in the air about if that one's a musical or if it's not a musical.
I would say it's musical. I think it's musical. Yeah, I don't think something has to be on Broadway first for it to be considered a musical. So
I agree. I love the music. I think it's very.
I thought it was a blast. I love that movie.
I have it on DVD. I have it on Disney Plus. Gotta have it everywhere if you really enjoy it. I also really love the Reimagined album. 10 out of 10. Right?
Is that the one with like celebrities singing it? Or, yeah.
I think Million Dreams is by Pink or something. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Yeah, I think I've heard that before.
Personally, I hate country, but I really like the Zac Brown band singing From Now On.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll check that out.
It's really cool. All right, number 3. See how this is.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Oh, that's Les Mis.
Les Mis, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I actually sang on my own, like.
Oh, fun.
I think
I would love to be in Les Mis. I don't know if I'm like, talk about leading men again. I don't know if I'm like commercially hot enough to play Marius, but I would love to.
I mean, I feel like if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Sure. I would love to sing.
Wow.
I would love to be in the ensemble of Les Mis, honestly. I would love to sing all of those fun harmonies.
I need to like, because I know there's a movie for it too. I really need to watch that movie because like I've sang so many songs from this movie and I'm like, I don't really know the plot of this movie. So I think I need to go dive in and find that movie and watch it.
There's also See It on Stage. I have a few friends that were in the national tour of it. I think
cool.
I hope they're reopening. I'm not sure if that tour is reopening, but if they do, try to go see it. It's really good.
I will definitely be looking around because I know I'm gonna try to get. I know right now I think only Wicked, Lion King, and
Hamilton.
Aladdin. Hamilton.
Hamilton. We're the three of us are going first, and then, as I'm told, around September the Actors Union, Actors Equity is going to do kind of a group Zoom with us, being like, "How's it going?" And we're probably going to be like, "Let everybody else perform."
Yes, it's going to be such like a great feeling, just like when we're all back on there. Yeah. All right, you ready for number 4?
I'm ready.
That one I'm not entirely sure about.
No.
I'm
kind of glad there's one I don't know.
Right? I'm like, it's easy. About to jinx myself there. Okay, so that's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, is that like that?
That was like an awkward section of.
I was like, that didn't sound like Bohemian Rhapsody. And I was like, I know that.
I want to.
Maybe it's a Queen. Maybe it's like a Queen song that's in a musical version of. I didn't know Queen had a musical. Learn something new every day.
I know. I kind of want to hear it again because like I just don't recognize it. It's just, I don't know. That was just not sticking out to me as Bohemian Rhapsody at all. That was not. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. But I'm kind of glad there was one, of course, that we both didn't get because I was really thinking that's way too easy. But, you know, it's fine. All right, number 5.
That was Hairspray.
Oh, okay. That was Hairspray?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was Hairspray. Good job. Of course, I also did not know that one. I don't think I've heard good things about Hairspray, but I don't think I've ever seen it myself.
Oh, Hairspray is fantastic.
It is?
It's really, really good. Yeah.
I've heard good things about it. I just haven't. Of course, I do love musical theater. I'm just not very cultured in it all yet.
I am a musical theater encyclopedia. I am such a nerd. So.
Well,
Hairspray has a pretty good movie musical too. Check that out.
Well, of course it has to have a movie if it's going to be on this musical movie. So yeah, I feel like I've got to check out all of these movies.
I usually like go see the stage version first, but the Hairspray movie is very good.
Another sad thing that I haven't seen yet is Mean Girls. I've never seen any of them.
You haven't seen the movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you should. It's a spectacular movie.
Yeah, one of my I have a full list of people that I love and adore, of course, and like I have 5 top alphabets that I just really like, and one of them is Mary-Kate Morrissey, and I know she's currently in Mean Girls.
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what Mean Girls even is.
Oh, you should watch the movie. Tina Fey is a brilliant.
Isn't Lindsay Lohan also in it?
Human brain. It's like, yeah, she is in it. Yeah.
Grew up with her. Yeah, it's something that me and my friend, we have like a list of all these movies that we have to go back and watch. And she's like, we're putting that one on the list because I cannot believe you haven't seen it yet.
I was going to say, Mean Girls is one of those. You should watch that one. It's good, though.
I will go check it out, I promise. And I'll let you know exactly how I feel about it after. All right, number 6.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
I think we all know this one.
I think we know what that one is.
It has to be Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. We are correct. All right. I'll probably go to number 10 and just be like, that's probably as much as we can do, just so I'm not like doing all 12 minutes. Of course, that's just way too long. All right, number 7.
All the blues and all that jazz. Hold on.
Chicago.
What is it?
Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. I've heard good things about that one.
Also a fantastic movie musical, actually.
I've seen Oklahoma. I have not seen Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good. I'll have to check that one out now too. I'm just now compiling a list of all the musicals.
Oh yeah.
I knew this game was going to actually open that up for me. All right, number 8.
That would be Annie.
I have not seen Annie since I was like, it's probably 7 or 8.
I actually just recently as in during the pandemic, watched the Wonderful World of Disney version of it with Alan Cumming and Kristen Chenoweth, and Audra is in it. It's a fantastic cast.
Oh my gosh. I know I've seen like 2 different versions of it, I feel like movie-wise almost. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, there's a few. There's a lot of movies of Annie. Yeah.
And I also know I saw it like at like a dinner theater that's like near my house that we like to go to. And I think I saw it twice there. So like I've seen so many renditions of Annie. But like the music is just also so great. Like
it's a classic.
I love it. All right, number 9.
I keep thinking that music is.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time to touchdown.
I guess we're counting this as it's Rocket Man.
Is it really?
I haven't seen that movie yet, and actually, that's something I need to do immediately because I heard it was very good.
Yeah. Huh. So
I didn't know that was a musical. I guess it's a musical.
Would you consider that one a musical?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I heard it has musical vibes, even though it's Elton John songs.
Yeah, because I asked some of my friends, I was like, would you consider this, what would you consider a musical if it's like first?
I think if the songs are helping move the plot forward, then I would count that as a musical.
That's kind of like
just like a song, then it's just a song in a movie.
Yeah, it's like.
But if the song is kind of like pushing the story forward, then I think it's a musical. I don't know. I don't think that's the official definition, but that's what I would.
Yeah, of course. Like I know there's like Disney has come out with like some Disney movies that have songs in them, but like, is it really considered a musical? Like,
right.
I don't know how familiar you are with like the Disney Channel era or whatever. But like Descendants is like one that's like a big one. It's like, is that
I have some Descendants.
Yeah.
I would call Descendants musical. Yeah.
I think so too, just because like we've got like all these songs that are like, it is moving the plot along and like expressing feelings and all of that. So I'm like, that definitely has to be, if that's not considered a musical, then I feel like maybe we're in the wrong boat here.
No, I think Descendants was Disney Channel trying to like create High School Musical again. So I think we can count it as a musical.
High School Musical. Let's not go into High School Musical. I'm one of those very few people who was not a big High School Musical.
See, that was my generation's like big thing. So maybe I'm old.
I mean, there's some movies that are like, or I have a lot of movies that I'm like, my sister loves them, such as High School Musical, and I'm that odd person out of like, I really was not really a big fan of it. I could stand.
I think it has to have sentimental value.
Exactly, and like, I don't know. I think it was just
like I remember when High School Musical came out, so.
And like, here's the thing too, is like, I love Zac Efron. I want to say I like Vanessa Hudgens, but I'm not really quite sure if I like her or not. But I love Ashley Tisdale. I think she was the best Sharpay there could ever been. And I did see her Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, and I loved it. But there's just something about High School Musical that I just cannot vibe with.
That's okay.
Now, I do say I like some of the songs, and some of them are a bop. But I just don't like the whole, I guess the plot line, I guess what it is. But, all right, are you ready for, I think we're on number 9.
I'm ready.
Number 10, we're on the last one.
Last one.
Gotta make it count, gotta make it count.
I hope it's Wicked.
Paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Julie Andrews is a wonderful way to wrap it up. Sound of Music.
Oh my gosh. What Sound of Music is just like,
it's beautiful.
I actually just watched it.
It's
It
a
was
beautiful,
so,
beautiful movie.
and like I think a long time ago I saw I've never seen it on Broadway or anything. Like I don't think it is on Broadway.
No, they had a really wonderful tour go around a few years ago though.
Yeah, I love Sound of Music. I think Julie Andrews is like one of those people, like even in Mary Poppins, like I feel like she's just an
Julie
icon.
Andrews is it. Yeah.
And like I'm glad they made the Mary Poppins Returns and all of that. And like no hate towards Emily Blunt because I do love her too.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like it's so hard to like kind of like
It's hard
Julie Andrews up here. It's just like it's hard to like get up there.
It's hard to fill.
She's just on some whole other level.
Yeah.
It feels like anyways. But yeah, thank you, DJ, so much for meeting with me. I appreciate your time.
Of course, I'm gonna get back to my work today, which is all of that.
That sounds like fun. You're gonna have so much fun, of course. And yeah, I look forward to hopefully meeting with you.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you in Charlotte.
Of course. All right. Thank you so much, DJ. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.